jewelry, to food. I mean, you're looking at a person with so many gifts and so many talents that it's hard to even fit it into a small interview. It would take days. It would take a long time to get the full story. You know, because just the fact that he carved the crozier for the Pope back in the 70s when he was only 15 years old. I mean, that's a book in itself.
Art should be, especially during the pandemic. I know a lot of, people don't have access to many things that can help them in terms of being able to paint and create, but I do think it's something that should be implemented, especially during this time, because it helps. It genuinely does. It helped me a lot. And even if I don't have anything to as in like a still piece to put on the canvas, abstract art is something that you could also get lost into, because it helps you, it motivates you, it's a refresher for the next day. So I think it's something that should really be implemented, not in schools, in work environments, wherever you could get lost in the art. I think you should try your best to.
You've never done art in school? Have you done art in school?
I've never done art in school. I've never.
You just happened to pick this up and just.
Right, and I just think it was maybe my dad's gifts that transferred through me during that time when I really needed it the most, because we basically reflect off of our parents, and I just think watching him over time, I just did it. I was home for about 1 month, and I needed something to get back up off of my feet. So just one day I asked my dad if he could base the canvas for me, and I just decided to go outside and do this. Someone had already prophesied that this was gonna happen. I didn't know exactly where I was going with it, and this was basically, I call it the tree of life, right? So that's what it is, basically. It's not perfect, but it's perfect to me because of the story behind it, and it helped me to heal and to recover basically from what I was going through. I honestly got lost in the painting. Although it's my first and my only painting I probably will ever do, I think at that time this is what I needed to get myself back up out of that slump that I was in. Just because of what it means. It's the tree of life, When I'm down and out, I could reflect on the tree of life, It's something to keep me motivated. I do want to paint more, but I think my talent and the ability was exactly just what I needed to get through with this.
There isn't much we don't do around here. But my daddy is the head of the castle. He's the king around here. So everything stems off from him. I think each of us have learned at least 5 things from him, because he can do tiling, he can do carpentry, he can do mechanic work, plumbing. He is a jeweler, of course. He is a painter. He can do electric work. He's a baker. He's a gardener. He's all of those everythings, and everyone around here has learned at least 2 or more talents from that. It's like a stem. It stems off from one, and everybody has learned something from there.
Hurricane season is here, so now's the time to start checking off your list. Make note of what you have. Test your batteries, radio, flashlights, and the expiry date on your first aid kit. You may have to replace a few things. Then make sure you have at least 1 gallon of drinking water per day for each person, 2 weeks supply of non-perishable food, a cooler for ice, and if you have an infant, pack a bag of baby items. Keep spare toilet paper, paper towels, and sanitation wipes, along with cleanup supplies, trash bags, waterproof packaging for personal documents, and mosquito repellent. Have 2 extra face masks per person and enough hand sanitizer and life vests for everyone in the household. And have a plan. If shelter gets compromised, plan with household members beforehand how you will escape. That might mean having a knife, axe, crowbar, or other tool to pry open a door, window, or roofing in an emergency. For more information and a full hurricane prep checklist, visit znsbahamas.com.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news tonight, an international relief organization preparing to leave Grand Bahama. The local tourism manager making an appeal to residents. And the Governor General on island for the funeral of Mrs. Sandra Moore. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. An international relief organization preparing to end one of their missions on the islands of Grand Bahama and Abaco, Israel Aid, has been instrumental in donating items to various organizations immediately after the passage of Hurricane Dorian. This morning, the organization held a closing out ceremony at the Pelican Bay Resort, where they shared their efforts to date on both islands and the way forward. Italia Hall was there.
Israel Aid was on the ground in the northern Bahamas shortly after Hurricane Dorian, assisting with relief efforts on Grand Bahama and Abaco. The organizations say they saw the need to deliver safe drinking water on both islands and partnered with the Grand Bahama Utility Company and the Bahamas Water and Sewerage Company to build a groundwater system. WASH Program Coordinator Dr. Anselino Davis sharing more about the groundwater system project.
With the goal of helping the Grand Bahama Utility Company and the Water and Sewage Corporation learn more about the changes to our groundwater and to track future changes in a way that would make it easier to adapt to those changes. The program was supported, as we've mentioned already, by UMCOR, the United Methodist Church.
CEO of the organization, Yotam Pulser, giving brief remarks via Zoom, sharing the organization's efforts on the islands to date and the importance of partnerships. WASH Program Manager Gil Huberman says the WASH program will come to an end in October 2021.
From logistics to finance and HR, and basically they've been on together with us from the beginning, and we have hired only locals. So basically, I'm the only Israeli representative from Israel right now in the Bahamas, and of course we have our country director Dimitri Medlev, who's not local. But apart from them, everybody else, including the WASH program coordinator, who introduced themselves earlier, is also local.
Director of Operations at the Grand Bahama Utility Company, Filter Grant, says she is happy with the relationship that was formed with Israel Aid.
Not just with the WASH program, but with the Sustainable Groundwater Program and the other initiatives that Israel Aid and GBUC continues to partner with. We thank you for the assistance for your team that left their home to come here in the middle of unprecedented damage and a global pandemic to help a small little country. We're happy that you are our allies and friends, and we look forward to working with you in the future, and we're grateful for everything that you've done for us and worked with us throughout these years.
Now, although the WASH program is ending in Grand Bahama and Abaco come October, Israel Aid officials say the organization's overall mission in the Bahamas, which focuses on protection and education, will continue until June 2022. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
As the saying goes, tourism is everyone's business, while General Manager for Grand Bahamas Tourism Office, Stephen Johnson, is adding that health and safety should also be everyone's top concern. As COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations rise on the island, he is encouraging all Grand Bahamians to consider taking the available vaccines.
Every day we have Bahamians dying And we need to understand, people need to understand that this is serious, and you can't run away from if we're going to get back to the new norm, we have to make sure that everybody's vaccinated. I'm noticing a influx in our vaccination centers, which is good. It means that the government is taking a more serious initiative as far as promoting the COVID-19 protocols. And I'm noticing a lot of Bahamians are now lining up at the Susan J. Wallace, and we know some other centers are going to open up soon. But this is no joke, and I'm seeing people that I know every day dying.
Johnson says he believes that the sooner the numbers stabilize throughout the country, the more freedom residents and businesses will be able to enjoy, which will lead to a return to economic normalcy. Now, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has placed the Bahamas on the do not travel list. To this, Johnson says that the country must do its part in remaining safe.
Right now, we have the 9 o'clock curfew, and if we can keep our numbers down, then obviously persons are allowed to open their businesses a little bit later. And so whilst we want economic stability and want everybody to make money, we want to keep everybody safe. And so for us, safety is most important, even though persons want to make money. And so we've got to definitely keep the numbers down. You've seen the warnings from CDC, and obviously it was as a shocker to all of us. But now we have to do the right thing now to keep everybody safe and to exercise all the safety protocols of the Bahamas government has issued.
The Governor General, government officials, family, and friends of the late Sandra Moore gathering for a requiem mass in celebration of her life. Tonight, she's being remembered as a woman whose life story is an inspiration to her family and an everlasting memory to all. The service taking place at the Church of the Good Shepherd in Pinders Point this morning. Ramiko Knowles was there.
The requiem service for the late Sandra Moore began at the arrival of her husband, Maurice Moore, who was closely followed by relatives and loved ones. The Governor General, the Most Honorable His Excellency Sir Cornelius A. Smith, arriving a few moments later. Sandra Moore is described as a gracious but elegant, quiet but passionate, reserved but influential woman of strength and dignity. It was a somber moment for the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Aram Lewis, who gave remarks. He says not long ago he laid his mother to rest and notes that Sandra Moore was also like a mother to him.
I will forever cherish her memories. I will carry them in my heart. Having known her from a little boy, growing up in Waterkey, when she would come there with her husband, who I call Dad, as he was a member of Parliament, she was always by his side. Always very supportive, and it brought me great pleasure having called her or him my MP to one day serve in Parliament as her Member of Parliament.
The order of the service included hymns of faith and customs of the Catholic faith. Governor General of the Bahamas, the Most Honorable His Excellency Sir Cornelius A. Smith, encouraged those in attendance not to dwell on the absence of Sandra Moore, but rather on the great times they shared with her. He says she was not only the matriarch of the Moore family, but also the Pinders Point community.
I believe that Shakespeare put it best when he said that we all actors on the stage of life. We all make our entrances and our exits. Sandra's command performance while on life's stage should not go unnoticed, and I sincerely hope that at some time in the future date, this country can find ways to memorialize her in some tangible way.
Reverend Oswald Pinder served as the assistant officiator of the requiem service. He says the late Sandra Moore's life is an exact representation of the scripture found in Proverbs 31.
Proverbs 31 tells us she is more precious than jewels. Secondly, she is a good wife. Thirdly, she is a homemaker. Oh, I can find out what again. Thirdly, Proverbs 31 tells us she is a homemaker.
Now, following the service, the body of the late Sandra Moore was laid to rest at Pindus Point Public Cemetery. Ramiko Knowles, ZNS Network News.
The Ministry of National Security's Rehabilitation of Offenders Committee, launched in July of 2019, is giving first-time offenders and young persons who qualify under the Rehabilitation of Offenders Act the opportunity to have criminal offenses expunged from their records. Today, those applicants on Grand Bahama had an opportunity to meet with the committee in hopes of having their offenses expunged. Jamila Mizik reports.
It is seen as a golden opportunity for many young persons to have criminal offenses expunged from their record. The Rehabilitation of Offenders Committee interviewing those individuals who are fighting for a second chance. Committee Chair for the Northern Bahamas, Dudley Said.
Today is a historic day for Grand Bahama. We deal with first offenders, small marijuana case, small grievous harm cases here on Grand Bahama. It's never been done, so because of COVID-19, we have to do it through Zoom. But today is a great day for the island. First of all, I want to say a special thank you to Minister Marvin Dames, and a great initiative with the government put in place to give people a second chance.
Said says the applicants were excited that they finally have a chance to move on from their mistakes. However, he is sharing this advice.
There's a lot of folks who normally go to court, plead guilty because they say they don't want to waste the court time, and they don't realize it's on your record. And then they want to say, when they try to get the police record, they realize, hey, I pled guilty. A small marijuana joint is on my record. So I just advise persons, when you go to court, as much as you say you don't want to waste the court time, is on your record. Then a lot of young people commit crime offenses when they're younger, when they get a little older and their family wants to travel and they realize they can't travel. So that is my advice to a lot of young men who committing, small offenses. Think before you act, because a decision you make will affect you later.
31-year-old Emmanuel Fox is a father of 4 who says due to his past, he has had challenges with applying for jobs. He says he became emotional knowing that he may have a chance to be a productive citizen in society.
This morning when Mr. Dudley called me, it bring tears down inside my eyes because I was waiting so long for just a little opportunity for a next chance. Right now, at the point of my life, I is a young man who is cut a yard because right now that is the only way for me to see any income coming in for my family and for my household. A steady job is everything because he ain't too sure if you might be able to cut a yard, especially if it's a rainy season. So I really thank the committee just for giving me and seeing a little hope where the government and y'all still looking out for us, and I really thank y'all for that.
Now, Said says the committee is still assisting those young persons who need help having their records expunged.
If you have a small case, just don't sit back. You can always contact us at the center. The center number is 352-1206. My cell number is 441-1229. And I just asking young men to think before you act. Because, like I said, I am a product of a second chance. That's why I believe in this program so much, because I made some mistakes in the past, and my life has turned around now. So I'm just asking folks, I got a second chance, and I think that's why I'm a heavy component of this giving a person a second chance of their life.
Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. The Northern Edition continues right after this break.
On down now. For your large and small generators, propane and butane stoves, LED flashlights, fuel canisters, coolers, batteries, gas and electric chainsaws, cooking supplies, tarps, matches, duct tape, and more.
Becoming a BTC postpaid customer is fast and easy. And what's more, by signing up, the deals are instant. Tell us about some of the deals available for a postpaid customer.
Well, we always have amazing deals available for our postpaid customers. We have up to 75% off any device that we carry, and you can also get up to $300 off of a phone if you're an existing customer. A new customer, you can get a free phone. And that's some of the amazing deals that we have at any of our major stores.
Let's talk again about switching over from prepaid to postpaid.
Okay, when you switch over from prepaid to postpaid with any carrier, you can keep your same number and you can come into a BTC store and your service will not be interrupted at all. Your friends and family won't even know that you made the switch.
And for new customers, what is the process like for them to become postpaid customers?
For a new customer, you just walk into the store, have a government-issued IDs, passport, driver's license, stuff like that. And once you do that, it'll be that simple. You could just visit one of our reps and they'll help you.
And tell us about some of the postpaid packages.
We have packages to suit any lifestyle and any budget. And whether you're homeschool, whether you have working from home, whatever it is, we have something here that will suit your budget.
So what are you waiting for? Visit any of our BTC locations and sign up and become a postpaid customer. It's fast, it's easy, and it's rewarding. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Corbell Pyfrom. Be well, and be back here next BTC Connection.
Third Dimension on Yellow Pine Street introduces its new home improvement center. Step into our brand new, fully stocked showroom for the latest in doors, tiles, housewares, kitchenwares, bathwares, vanities, power tools, electrical, and plumbing supplies. So stop by our showroom to view our full range of products or call the Home Advisor hotline at 602-0935 today. We are your home advisors.
Activate your power with the new Scotia Card MasterCard Debit. Experience the power of convenience with speedy payments made with a simple tap. Feel the power of safety with enhanced security from our chip and pin technology, which grants you extra protection at the ATM, online, and at point of sale protection. Your access is granted. Make purchases here or when you choose to travel with priceless MasterCard offers. Activate your power with the new Scotiabank MasterCard Debit Card.
It's back to school at Park & Shop and Dollar Plus with VAT-free items galore. From now until September 6th, you can save on uniform shirts and pants, belts, underwear, socks, and backpacks at Park & Shop. It's Dollar Plus for all your school supplies and hair accessories. Get black and white books, notebooks, crayons, erasers, markers, sharpeners, scissors, pens, and folders. Visit Park & Shop and Dollar Plus for your VAT-free back-to-school needs.
It's Third Dimension's clearance sale, August 23rd through the 26th. Take up to 30% off selected items and save big when you shop their bargain bins. Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. It is a workbook that is designed to help young people in particular to follow the right path in life by using godly principles and by learning important life skills. And tonight, the co-authors of the book say they're hoping to transform the lives of those who read it. Jamila Mizik has that story.
Life Skills 101 The Race is a biblical-based book designed to teach teenagers about life's journey and the skills they need to navigate through life. Co-author Shimon Clark explains.
What we use is the illustration of a car race. And in a car race, there's a beginning and there's an end. And in the car race, there's certain specific things that you need in order to be successful. The same thing applies to life. There are certain skills and talents you need and certain people you need. And so that's what the essence of the book is.
The book features key points like leadership, teamwork, and money management. Clark says the book was derived from a program she started many years ago with high school students across the island. And because the program was a great tool with key resources, they decided to put it in a book format so that more young people would be able to benefit.
I think that a lot of young people need this information. We cover job readiness, how to do resumes, how to do interviews. We cover about if you want to set up an online business, what are the avenues you can do. So we cover a lot of things that we think that young people need at this season in their life, so that when they become an adult, they don't learn through experience. And a lot of times we learn through bad experiences. So we package all of that information in this book and in this training material so that we can help them at this particular phase, so that when they get to the next phase, they're better prepared.
Co-author Dina Williamson says they're hoping that those who go through the program would choose the best option for their life.
We spent many hours preparing, planning, researching the best practices, researching everything actually, and putting the book together. It really took us a long time to do this, and I'm so happy that it's finally finished. The website is done, and it's available for anyone that would like to use it. So we expect that when a person uses this, that they would be well equipped to, one, identify any of the weaknesses they may have had, or anything they may have been doing incorrectly, and they would see the correct way to go about doing things now, and also that they would buy into it, and hopefully that they would make themselves a better citizen for God, which is going to be a better citizen for the world.
Now the book can be found at lifeskills101therace.com.
You will see 3 buttons that will allow you to purchase the book directly from the publishers, and also too, there's a big yellow button there that you can press, and it'll take you to the second page, where it will give you a short summary video of what the entire program is about, and then each lesson has its own video lessons, and you will see like a 10-second clip for each video, so you can preview it before you purchase it.
Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
And that's a look at stories making news. Our Ramiko Knowles has a check on sports.
This is ZNS Total Sports, your source for sports in the North. Good evening all, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Topping sports in athletics, track clubs throughout the Bahamas have had to scale back on training athletes due to the pandemic. We speak with head coach of Heat Athletics to find out how they're keeping their athletes in shape during the off-season. Head coach of Heat Athletics, John Ingram, says his athletes are eager to get back on the track and engage in sporting activities, and they're doing their best to stay in shape.
Right now, we're going to remain social distancing, and the kids to utilize their masks during the exercises, but also when it's time to do the workout, you take them off and keep a distance from mingling with their peers, and so we're gonna try to lessen that so that we could have a safe and productive practices during the time of this terrible COVID times.
Ingram says the pandemic has negatively impacted his track program.
I can't take most of the kids to the gym, for example, and it's only a certain amount of number that you can have in those areas. So some of the kids are not benefiting from that, and so that hurts the program a little bit. And hopefully we can find a way to get back to some normalcy and get the kids more involved in all the training regimens that we prepare for the next season.
And now that the Pfizer vaccine is available, he says he is encouraging parents of kids who are a part of his program to allow them to take the jab.
Apparently, my brother, who's on the track club, he got his Pfizer shot. 2 of my cousins on the team as well, they're going to get their Pfizer shot. So I encourage the kids to really get their Pfizer shot.
He says it's in an effort for sports to return.
Sports is a way out. And hopefully we can find that avenue and to get the kids more involved in sports again, and so they wouldn't go back to the street.
And that is your check on sports. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Until next time, make it a great one.
Third Dimensions clearance sale August 23rd through the 26th. Take up to 30% off selected items and save big when you shop their bargain bins.
Across the Bahamas, we're more connected than ever before as we upgrade and expand our network elevating your connection with BTC Superfast Fiber Internet. More people can access the best high-speed internet on our upgraded all-fiber optic network, providing you with a better experience working remotely, learning virtually, accessing more from home, and connecting with more opportunities. Visit our website or any store to upgrade to our super fast fiber internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Activate your power with the new Scotia Card MasterCard Debit for a chance to win a brand new 2021 Toyota RAV4. Every spend gives you an instant entry to qualify. Shop online, at the gas station, or at any POS machine for your chance to win. Competition runs from now until August 31. Activate your power and win with the new Scotia Card MasterCard Debit. Approved under Section 61G of the Gaming Act 2014. Applicable to Bahamas only.
August 28th from noon until 6 p.m., join ATIS for their second annual back-to-school drive-through giveaway at number 3 Thackeray Street across from Caterpillar. To register, call 602-4769.
Yes, sir. What you saying, bro?
Man, everything cool. Radio waking dead hot. What you doing for lunch?
You catching me here checking out this ZNet Shopping Network site? I looking at this out to sea deal.
Yeah? How do one go?
For $30, you get a $50 coupon. 20% off fish at the stand, plus you get $10 in minutes.
Man, you can't beat that.
Well, out to sea it is.
Log on to www.znsshoppingnetwork.com. Select the island of your choice and shop anywhere, anytime.
It's back to school time, teachers. Shop with the Nautical Boutique store in Port Lacaya for the most comfortable, cool, and stylish work attire. You can tackle the lesson plan while they tackle your look.
I actually like the coconut water. I find it to be rather refreshing and quite tasty at the same time. And actually look at the calories. It actually works for me.
Tell us why you prefer our Junkunu, our JBI Junkunu juice?
Yes, I like this juice because it's all natural. It has natural preservatives. It reminds me of home, and my baby likes this juice, okay? And it's affordable.
I use the kidney beans and milk because it gives me a flavorful rice and a nice pot that everybody loves.
I prefer your tuna because it's chunk and it's light and it has no flavor like any other.
I've been using JBI black beans because it is gluten and I'm gluten intolerant and I don't need to pre-cook it. It's already pre-cooked, so it's easy for me to use. And I don't have to worry about any hypersensitivities to the food.
Hi, JBI.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Bernard Hepburn Jr., you are our Facebook friend of the day. Thank you so much for your support. That's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team, I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for joining us. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. 3 weeks out of an election, is the voter register certified? PAHO weighs in on elections in a COVID environment. Millions of dollars pumped into a Western New Providence project, and a renewed warning to Shanty town residents. Those stories and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, returns.
He joined the fight to bring about revolutionary change, majority rule, and independence. Now the country will pay final tribute to a fallen hero. This Thursday, a state funeral will be held for the late Most Honorable Arthur Dion Hanna, former Governor General, Cabinet Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, and Parliamentarian, at Christ Church Cathedral at 11 a.m. Tune into the ZNS Network for live coverage beginning at 10 a.m.
Good evening, I'm Akush Lapindo. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. Many Bahamian residents out there eyeing a rise in COVID-19 cases as the general election nears. A common concern among some, whether the September 16th voting day will turn out to be the super spreader event many were hoping to avoid. Well, Pan American Health Organization officials adding their voice to the conversation, acknowledging the right of countries to both carry out their election processes and prioritize health care, relying on data from regional countries which have gone forward with their election processes. PAHO Director of Health Emergencies, Dr. Cairo Ugarte, says the trends show something worthy to note.
We've seen that the higher transmission occurs during the campaign rather than in the day of the elections. So it is important to avoid situations where the physical distancing is very difficult to maintain. And in that regards, to use masks all the time. And of course, use also other measures, including the hand sanitation and others.
Dr. Ugarte also putting forth some recommendations on how to generally carry out a safe election.
It is also important to have the electoral committees to organize the election day in a way that the persons will maintain physical distancing and reduce the transmission on the surfaces, for example, that the persons may touch. Those and several other recommendations, including communication to the persons who will be facilitating the process and also the population who will go to vote.
Well, there's no doubt the COVID-19 pandemic is playing a huge role in Friday's nomination day. That process playing out at various schools throughout the country. The two major parties have 39 candidates, but the independents, the DNA, and others determined to run full slates as well. Nomination kicks off at 9 a.m. and ends at noon. The voters' register has yet to be certified, and this will remain the case for another few days. In this report, our Kelsey Johnson tells us the steps are being taken to make this happen.
Purging of the voter register for the upcoming general election, an ongoing process with every expectation that it will be made official in 9 days. This considering the official register must be completed 15 days after the reading of the writ and the dissolution of the House of Assembly. Officials at the Parliamentary Registration Department are working feverishly to complete the register ahead of the general election set for September 16, 2021. Parliamentary Commissioner Lavardo Duncanson breaks down those registered.
That number comprised of some 29,143 individuals for Family Islands. That number includes some 30,925 for the island of Grand Bahama, and that number includes some 134,479 persons for the island of New Providence, which gives us, as of today's date, and it is subject to change because the exercise continues, that's a total of 194,547. What is noteworthy is that the persons up to today's date who would have been added to the register since 2017 comprise of some 20,400 plus individuals.
Those numbers also include those voting in the advanced polls on September 9th. Application deadlines for the advanced polls is August 27th. This in the case of all overseas voters, and September 4th for residents in New Providence and Grand Bahama. Duncanson explains why advanced polls will not be held on the Family Islands.
Family Island registered voters are scheduled to vote during the general election. As we can appreciate, the numbers within the Family Islands are not presenting themselves in the amount that it would on the islands of New Providence and Grand Bahama. If an individual is a student overseas if an individual comprised of one of the government agencies by way of employment, and if that individual hails from one of the family of islands, it is at that time that such an individual from the family island will be permitted to vote in an overseas location.
Some 23 locations were also listed, 10 in New Providence, 4 in Grand Bahama, and 9 overseas voting locations, inclusive of London, England, Ottawa, Canada, Kingston, Jamaica, Port of Spain, Trinidad, Bridgetown, Barbados, Washington, D.C., New York City, Atlanta, and Miami in the USA. A Houston location is also being considered. Persons eligible to vote at the advanced poll are election agents, poll workers, uniform branch officers, seniors over the age of 65, candidates and their spouses, students studying abroad, and those traveling before the election or living overseas. Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Network News.
Well, New Providence residents getting the brunt of the political campaigning, and so much so that some of them say they're overwhelmed by all the paraphernalia plastered across the island. In this report, our LaDon Davis gives us some insight into just how much money is being pumped into the major political campaigns and who's responsible for the cleanup once the votes have been counted and the general election is over and done with.
What I do know is that past elections in the Bahamas, they're in the millions of dollars, so I imagine that this election is probably going to be more expensive than any previous one.
PLP Chairman Fred Mitchell says the cost to provide election machinery and paraphernalia for any general election could cost all parties vying to lead quite a hefty penny. With the snap election set to take center stage on September 16th, how is it that both major parties were able to get their machinery on the ground so quickly? Well, FNM Chairman Carl Culmer says the key is planning.
We prepare at least a year plus out for elections. We have our teams who are on the ground. They survey the land, they look at what is required, and we have teams strategizing from a year out. So we're prepared, and we're prepared to win the next election. At the end of the day, whether it's a way to get your message out, we're using all the mediums. We're using the social media, traditional media. We also be using posters and signs to get the message out.
But with the amount of paraphernalia littering the streets, the big questions remain: who will be responsible for cleaning it all up after the election is done with, and are they being paid to do it?
The law, as I understand it, says that after the elections are done, within a certain period, I think it's 30 days, they all have to come down. In my own campaign, within 2 days, it's all gone. And I pay people to take them down.
We have loyal supporters, and our supporters come out, and they're happy to put up our paraphernalia and happy to put up our posters. We have a number of persons who, in fact, I had 2 persons came in this morning and say, Kalma, what can I do? I need the help. I want to do something. Everybody wants to get involved.
LaDon Davis, ZNS Network News.
Well, we turn our attention now to the COVID dashboard, where a number of new COVID cases dipping a bit overnight, but still very much in the triple digits, 102 to be exact. 87 of those cases on New Providence, 5 apiece on Grand Bahama and Long Island, 2 each on Eleuthera and Andros, and 1 on Bimini and Cat Key. Some 60 of the newly confirmed are women. The countrywide count now 17,717. As for hospitalizations, that increased overnight from 136 to 147. Now 19 of those people in intensive care units, 12 of them at Doctors Hospital, 3 at Princess Margaret Hospital, and 2 at the South Beach Acute Care and Referral Center, with another 2 at Grand Bahama Health Services. This is quite a big jump from the 9 on August 23rd. Now deaths, none. A welcomed reprieve from the 5 recorded a day earlier between the 6-day period of August 11th and August 15th. The victims then, all New Providence residents, making up the group, 3 males ages 44, 50, and 55 years, and 2 women 36 and 40 years. Tests, 376 were completed yesterday, 26 of them repeats, and 5 returning inconclusive results. Well, those statistics show just how hard the COVID-19 pandemic is impacting the lives of many Bahamians and their families. Among those infected, popular comedian and entertainer Tamiko Sawyer Boy Sawyer. Sawyer's family telling our news team he's detained at the Princess Margaret Hospital suffering from severe symptoms of COVID-19.
as well as pneumonia, and not kidney failure as reported. While his vaccination status is unknown, Sawyer Boy's family has created a GoFundMe account to request any financial assistance to ensure the father of three receives the best possible medical care. Entertainers from all ends of the spectrum sharing social media posts, many sending prayers and wishes for speedy recovery. Fellow comedian and friend of Sawyer Boy, Jaquay Dasquay Adderley, says the kind words and efforts from persons across the country is simply a reflection of the impact Sawyer Boy continues to have on his community.
As an entertainer like Sawyer Boy, he has given to the community through his work, through his comedy, through his platform. It's just amazing to see, and it's enlightening to see that the entertainers, the actors, the media, everybody's coming together and just coming together and raising funds or supporting, or some persons just want to know, is he good, just for knowledge. Some persons are praying.
And traffic police are seeing quite an uptick in the number of COVID-19 infractions being violated. Here's some advice from Constable Prince Dean.
Yes, we still have some issues with persons tending to go home at a later hour, and then they're rushing to get there. So we end up having a major accident. So we try to advise persons, don't rush. Yes, you're already late. Give yourself some time, a 1 hour step ahead, so that you can reach home on time rather than trying to break the curfew laws. But COVID is still in effect. So we still have COVID ambassadors dealing with these persons who are breaking the curfew and breach of curfew.
So down on social gatherings and urge residents who know of such events to call them as soon as possible.
We have trends where as people social gatherings, the minister stated that he wants only 5 persons or so in that area. Persons tend to have large parties, bars are open, but like I said, it's a major issue.
Well, still to come, a new multi-million-dollar investment underway in western New Providence. That story and more when the Bahamas Tonight returns.
And remember to tune in to the morning edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern edition, at 6:30, and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil. Shell's Summer of Fun.
A lot has changed over the past 60 years, but at Commonwealth Bank, our mission to build lifelong relationships with our clients remains the same. Our customers are more than just a number. Our customers are our family, and together we create banking solutions that fit your unique needs. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Elevate your experience with BTC Superfast Fiber Home Internet, which unlocks unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming for as low as $50 per line. Enjoy more savings and value with internet speeds of up to 600 megabits per second and all the connectivity you need on the go. An elevated experience starts with BTC at home, powering unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming plus great savings. Visit a BTC store or btcbahamas.com for more details.
Enjoy the flavors of summer and grab life by the bucket with KFC. Everybody loves the great taste of 11 herbs and spices. Available in family, deluxe, and party meals. The flavors of summer with KFC.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online.
From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Now to news on the investment front. At least 100 Bahamians have secured jobs at a $55 million project in Western New Providence. Jiminy DeSwain among those touring the site this morning alongside the Deputy Prime Minister.
West End at Love Estates is the newest project rising out of the ground in Western New Providence. The development of 4-phase plan is pegged at an investment of $55 million. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Public Works, the Honourable Desmond Bannister, on Wednesday toured the multi-acre property despite challenges from the weather.
It's a mid-range pricing project, which is very affordable, and is based on what I've seen with respect to the engineering works, the elevation, it's well thought out concept. And as you can see, the neighborhood is very, very desirable for people to live in. So it is an honor for me to be able to come and see this type of confidence that investors have in the Bahamas.
He pledged the government would lend any available incentives to the project. Here's developer Constantinos Berdanes on where things stand.
We have about a 5-acre tract of land here. We have approximately 80 units. We have 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, and we have also luxury townhouses. We're at the point now where we're about 40% sold, and we've got the prices are from $400,000 to $500,000 in that range, and the luxury townhouses are a little higher up.
The property boasts infinity pools, beach access, a $1 million gym facility when completed, and is being pitched as a great investment for those interested in Airbnb developments.
Right now we have about 80 to 100 guys, off and on with subs and subcontractors. And again, everyone is Bahamian, 100%. And at that point, so we're looking at the end of 2022. Somewhere around that range, we should be complete, as long as COVID doesn't throw any side loops for us. If buying material has been a bit of a complex project, as a lot harder than it used to be. You used to be able to just get your material. Now it's 3 times the price, and it's not available. So as long as we've purchased all of our material in advance.
At this point, the company is laying down all the necessary infrastructure before shifting into full-scale construction. Jiminy DeSwain, ZNS Network News.
Well, Public Works Minister, the Honourable Desmond Bannister, also updating the media on shanty towns following a Supreme Court decision stopping the government from demolishing such structures on Abaco built in the aftermath of Hurricane Dorian. Of course, this unless it could show the court there had been a breach of the law. Now, Bannister says since the June ruling, there have been numerous reports of illegal structures across the country, adding that the government is awaiting the court's final ruling to take further action.
It's going to impact your lives, and as people who value what we have in this country, it's going to be important for us to protect it, all of us, not just me as the minister. Every single one of us has an obligation to our children, our grandchildren, that we're going to protect the water tables, we're going to protect their health, we're going to do certain things to ensure that they can have the similar type of standard of living that we have. So it's really, really critical that we get to the bottom of it and we deal with these challenges.
However, the minister warned shantytown dwellers taking advantage of the situation that the government remains vigilant.
I'm not going to criticize a court ruling. You know, I'm a lawyer also. And the law says that I'm entitled to criticize a ruling as in the strongest possible language. What's important now is that I want to send the message out that we are monitoring all of these things that are happening. And the minute there's an opportunity to protect the health of the Bahamian people, we're going to take that opportunity and we're going to follow up with it because what is happening out there is unconscionable.
The government's My Gateway platform progressing well. In fact, Bahamians can now apply and pay for driver's license and passport renewals, birth, marriage, and death certificates, among other things, at mygateway.gov.bs. Here's State Minister for Finance, Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, with an update.
We also have all of the concessions from the Ministry of Finance. They are also accessed through the My Gateway platform. We intend to put on in excess of 200 government services online. This online platform is a secure platform. We also have brought on additional cybersecurity personnel. We also are moving ahead with our cybersecurity CERT, which is a cybersecurity emergency response team as well, so that if there are cybersecurity issues, that we will have a team in place that is going to be able to address all of those issues.
And here's how many people have already taken advantage of the digital platform.
We want to commend the DTU, the Digital Transformation Unit, who has worked with this. They've worked on this for several months now, and it really has been transformational. They actually have in excess of 20,000 Bahamians who've already signed up. Thousands of Bahamians have already used it, accessed it. It has received very good reviews, and this is just the start. We want to continue to build on this, because digitization really is the future for government services, because standing in lines, all of that comes at a cost. And so we want to be able to make it easier for people to access government services.
An estimated 1,500 applications received for housing lots in the Prospect Ridge community for young professionals. The committee charged with oversight of the project revealing as much following the closure of a 6-week application period that opened July 1st and closed last Monday, August 16th. Now, according to committee chair Vianna Gardner, accounting firms will conduct an independent first review of the applications, and that team will identify those applicants who have met the criteria to participate in the program and make random callbacks to financial institutions, employers, and other information providers to verify application details. The application review process will be carried out until September 30th. Applicants will be communicated with October 1st through the 15th. Now, the Prospect Ridge community will have only 300 lots. Given that, the Prime Minister says Cabinet has agreed to make appropriate housing lots available in Western New Providence to all those who have applied and meet the criteria. The government also proposes to expand the program to other islands, including Eleuthera, Exuma, Abaco, and Andros. Officials at the National Insurance Board appealing to Bahamians with expired smart cards to not throw them away. Registration manager Lolita Bodie says those cards are still valid. In fact, processing continues despite face-to-face service being suspended.
We are encouraging our registrants to continue to use their expired NIB card for whatever business they deem necessary, both private or public. Where necessary, National Insurance has also communicated with the government agencies and private agencies, allowing them to call into us or send an email confirming that the expired card is indeed still valid.
And here's what to do if you've lost or misplaced your smart card.
Customers are still being given their national insurance numbers. Persons who would have lost their national insurance card can continue to do business by coming to National Insurance and applying for a replacement. However, they would not get the physical card. They would indeed receive the smart card verification letter with a replica of the card inserted in the letter.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Activate your power with the new Scotia Card MasterCard Debit for a chance to win a brand new 2021 Toyota RAV4. Every spend gives you an instant entry to qualify. Shop online, at the gas station, or at any POS machine for your chance to win. Competition runs from now until August 31. Activate your power and win with the new Scotia Card MasterCard Debit. Approved under Section 61G of the Gaming Act 2014. Applicable to Bahamas only.
At BPL, we are champions of safety. There is nothing more important to us than the safety of our employees, our customers, and our communities throughout the Bahamas. Working safely begins with open communication. It's key to operating safely. Before we approach any project, we perform pre-job briefings to discuss any hazards, concerns, or dangers that could occur in the execution of our duties. Working safely, for me, means that my crews are issued with work permits before performing any task. We isolate our system and lock out, tag out. This signals to our crew that they are now safe to begin making any repair.
Hurricane season is upon us. Be prepared. BAF General can cover your home and belongings with an affordable and comprehensive hurricane plan. Remember, your home may be the largest investment ever. Keep it covered with BAF General Insurance this hurricane season.
BAF, that's BAF for life.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
Sand Dollar is the new digital Bahamian dollar created by the Central Bank of the Bahamas. It's just like physical cash, but safer and more convenient. Plus, the various Sand Dollar-enabled apps are secure and easy to use on any Android or iOS device. Use Sand Dollar for your personal and business transactions, whether by QR code, a short name, or even your Sand Dollar card. You can send and receive Sand Dollar safely with just a touch of a button. Sand Dollar, the digital Bahamian dollar.
Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
A daring daylight shooting leaves 1 man dead and police searching for answers. Police wrapped up their investigations on Quintine Alley off Wolf Road earlier this evening. According to press liaison officer, Assistant Superintendent Audley Peters, the victim was leaving a business establishment when 2 men armed with firearms approached him and opened fire. The man who was shot about the body was taken to hospital via private vehicle. An intense investigation is underway. Well, despite COVID-19 forcing education officials to again resort to a virtual platform and the challenges this presented, Education Minister the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd says he's very pleased with the results coming out the national examinations.
And I saw that in the BGCSE, the grades between A and C, which are the ones that most people pay attention to, has shown an improvement of 10%. A through C, 10%. And this is over the 2019 school year, not 20, 19 school year. In the BJC, there's been a significant increase in the award of A's in the exam. I've seen that part of it. Now, of course, we have also seen that there's been a decrease in the number of students taking the exams, and that could be for any number of reasons. We have seen that over the years, and we have seen a declining number of students taking these exit exams.
Nassau Cruise Port CEO Mike Moore Jr. named chairman of the 2021 Anchor Awards Gala of the American Caribbean Maritime Foundation, its premier fundraising event that recognizes and honors top regional performers in the maritime industry. The event's to be held on November 5th at the historic New York Yacht Club in Manhattan, New York. Foundation organizers hope to raise $250,000 to provide full scholarships and grants to Caribbean residents who plan to work in the maritime industry and qualify to attend LJM Maritime Academy here in New Providence, the Caribbean Maritime University in Jamaica, or the University of Trinidad and Tobago. 2 Nassau Cruise Port scholarships will also be awarded at the gala, as Moore indicated in a release that the youth must be given a chance to explore maritime industry careers in order for it to remain competitive and grow the sector's future. Well, what to do with $8,000? In the case of the National Emergency Management Agency, that money's been used to augment its local and regional communication system. The money, a grant from the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Coordinating Unit, who in turn received the grant from the European Union. Now, thanks to the grant, NEMA is now able to communicate with the coordinating unit in Bridgetown, Barbados at full strength. A portion of the funding was also used to purchase additional VHF handheld radios to further enhance Family Island operations like command center, shelters, ground operations, etc. According to NEMA Director Captain Stephen Russell, the agency submitted a series of requests to SEDEMA for project funding. It was approved for 3 projects, the first of which is now being implemented. Well, honesty truly pays off. That's what Bahamas waste truck driver Sean Adderley can tell you after he recovered a piece of luggage that fell off a tour bus en route to the Lynden Pinling International Airport. The luggage belonged to an Atlantis Paradise Island resort guest from Pennsylvania. It was later returned, but the story doesn't end there. Atlantis officials rewarded Adderley for his act of honesty by surprising him with a 3-day, 2-night stay at the newly renovated Royal Towers, along with a signature Atlantis baseball cap. Royal Towers Vice President and General Manager of Operations Greg Skoronsky recently surprised Adderley at Bahamas Waste's Gladstone Road headquarters to let him know that his positive tourism story shows others that honesty is indeed the best policy. Well, a fitting tribute to a patriotic Bahamian, the Progressive Liberal Party yesterday held a memorial honoring the life and contributions of former Deputy Prime Minister, Cabinet Minister and Parliamentarian, the Honourable Arthur Dion Hanna, at the party's Farrington Road headquarters. A cadre of party members and supporters reminisced on his life, among them veteran Anglican clergyman Father James Moultrie, who cried as he reflected on his lifelong friendship with Hanna.
So when A.D. Hanna came from Pompey Bay to St. Matthew many years ago, he already had a foundation from the church in Pompey Bay that gave him the grounding in life that he needed to take care of the poor. A.D. Hanna was a strict constructionist Anglican, but he did not let his status in life and achievements get in the way of his humble spiritual service. A.D. lived the Beatitudes. He lived them. The Beatitudes list the qualities Christ expects to see in all of his followers and gives us a road map, Reverend, to the kingdom of heaven.
And New Providence motorists will have to endure some traffic diversions as a result of tomorrow's state funeral for Arthur Dion Hanna. Starting at 10 a.m. until the service ends, the following streets are closed. That's Bay Street between Parliament and George Streets, Duke Street between Cumberland and Market Streets, Princess Street between Frederick and Market Street, Shirley Street between Frederick and East Streets, Bank Lane between Shirley and Bay Streets, and Parliament Street between East Hill and Bay Street. Also, when the convoy leaves the House of Assembly traveling west on Bay Street at that time, vehicular traffic will be diverted onto side streets until the convoy arrives at Christ Church Cathedral on George Street. After the funeral service, the procession will travel east on Bay Street to Armstrong Street, south to Daswell Street, then east to St. Matthew's Cemetery. Parking will not be available on Bank Lane on both sides between Shirley and Bay Streets, Bay Street from Parliament Street to George Street between Bay and Duke Streets, Armstrong Street and Daswell Street east of Armstrong Street until the funeral service ends. Remember to tune in for live coverage of the state funeral for the Honorable A.D. Hannah here on the ZNS Network starting at 10 a.m. And as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Are you in a fight against debt? Or maybe you need financing for additional expenses? BOB is ready to fight for you. We are ready to rumble and help you knock out debt with the lowest consumer loan rates in the Bahamas on debt consolidation and easy top-up consumer loan. With BOB in your corner, debt doesn't stand a chance. Apply today for your BOB Easy Top-Up or Debt Consolidation Loan. Call 397-3000 or email us at loans@bankbahamas.com. BOB, your bank. Our solution.
So, Tamika, I know it's your first day, but we need a few things for the office. We need notepads for the boardroom, paper clips, staplers, trash bins for new staff, a monitor for Jason in accounting, a case of pens, a box of copier paper, and Ted here needs a new desk chair. Oh, and glue. I'll need all of these by noon. Got it?
But where am I supposed to get all this stuff by noon?
John Bull Business Center.
John Bull Business Center?
Of course. And while you're there, I need 200 copies of this. And speak to Michelle about delivery of my furniture. I'm having my office remodeled.
Got it. Because they have a copy center and a contract furniture department. I knew that.
I think you might just work out.
Get everything your company needs in one convenient location. Check out the copy center and our contract furniture department. If you want to show everyone in the office you mean business, then there's only one place to go. John Bull Business Center. We mean business.
Summer is here, and Shell presents a summer of fun. Win $30,000 in prizes when you spend $20 in fuel at any Shell location. Now through September 10th. Experience incredible hotel stays in the Family Islands and Nassau. Win thousands of dollars in fuel, groceries, and electronic devices. Fuel up today and submit your receipt by WhatsApp, email, and Facebook. Follow us on Facebook for more chances to win with Shell. Terms and conditions apply.
How's your day going?
In a word, busy. 6 a.m. gym, 7 a.m. breakfast, 8 a.m. drop the kids to school, 9 to 3 back-to-back meetings with working lunch, of course, 4 p.m. pick up the kids, 4:15 dog groomer. Oh, but that reminds me, oh dear.
Is something wrong?
Yeah, I double booked my 6 p.m. Charity committee versus helping out at the kids' ballet. Oh, it's a tough one. I promised the kids.
Which one are you going to reschedule?
Neither. Divide and conquer. My husband can handle his own on the dance floor.
It's a good thing your money's been just as busy.
RF, keeping your money busy with investment products and services that match your needs.
The emergency order amended, this to reflect an adjustment in Abaco's curfew to accommodate its high demand for COVID vaccines. A release from the Office of the Prime Minister noting that special provisions are being made to the daily 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew to ensure all those wishing to receive the vaccine have an opportunity to do so. Now, the news comes just a day after the resumption of vaccinations on that island. The 3-day vaccination schedule apparently no match for the increasing number of persons seeking to get the jab.
because of what happened yesterday and last night, that they run into late last night in terms of vaccination, based on the influx and or the increase of persons wishing to take the vaccination. So I think health officials, along with those who was in charge for the curfew, have elaborated and make a decision that to move forward, that we will lift the curfew here in Abaco temporarily as we try to get our people vaccinated so we can fight this deadly disease.
A demand for vaccinations in Abaco catching even Central Abaco Administrator Donald Roll off guard. He expressed his elation about Abaconians showing up in mass numbers to get the shot.
What is happening too is that we have now seen an influx with regards to those who have been tested positive for the COVID-19, and there have been a few deaths here in Abaco. So I think residents here in Abaco, when typically are now learning and doing their due diligence in terms of getting vaccinated.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makishla. Right now, outside of our studios, we're under cloudy skies with some heavy rain showers. Temperature 77 degrees. Relative humidity very rich at 94%. The winds are out of the northeast at 7 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,014.0 millibars. That's 29.94 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 84 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Greenville. Key Marsh Harbor at 82 degrees. The Berry Islands, 83. Alistown, Bimini, 85. 83 in Harbor Island. Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 84. Black Point, Exuma, Kemp Space, St. Andrews at 83. Freshwick and Central Andrews have a temperature of 84 degrees. 85 in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, Rum Key, and Georgetown. Exumas, 85. Also in Ragged Island, Clownstown, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, 84. Acklands, 84. Matthew Town, Inagua, 85 degrees. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 84 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center in the Northwestern Islands tonight. Northeast to east wind speeds 15 to 20 knots, gusting up to 30 knots at times. Wave heights very choppy at 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. They too will be locally higher in showers and thunderstorms. High tide takes place at 10:12 tonight in the central and southeastern islands. East to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots. Wave heights 4 to 7 feet with caution flags. In place tomorrow, which is Thursday, in the Northwestern Islands, we have a more easterly flow at 12 to 18 knots, wave heights remaining at 3 to 6 feet. High tide 11:19 tomorrow morning, low tide at 5:34 in the afternoon for the central and southeastern islands. Southeast winds 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet. And as we roll into Friday in the Northwestern Islands, the winds also rolling clockwise, becoming southeast at 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6. Low tide 5:50 in the morning, high tide at 12:03 in the afternoon. In the central and southeastern islands on Friday, southeast winds once again at 15 to 20 knots, and the wave height 4 to 7 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Mama Lily, Mama Lily, Mama Lily, Mama Lily, Mama Lily, Mama Lily, white girl and dingy coat, Mama Lily, pull up your girl, let me see your coat, Mama Lily, white girl and dingy coat, Mama Lily, pull up your girl, let me see your coat, Mama Lily, Mama Lily, Mama Lily, Mama Lily.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. Your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
Sand dollar is the new digital Bahamian dollar created by the Central Bank of the Bahamas. It's just like physical cash, but safer and more convenient. Plus, the various Sand dollar-enabled apps are secure and easy to use on any Android or iOS device. Use Sand dollar for your personal and business transactions, whether by QR code, a short name, or even your Sand dollar card. You can send and receive Sand dollars safely with just the touch of a button. Sand dollar, the digital Bahamian dollar.
Activate your power with the new Scotia Card MasterCard Debit. Experience the power of convenience with speedy payments made with a simple tap. Feel the power of safety with enhanced security from our chip and pin technology, which grants you extra protection at the ATM, online, and at point of sale protection. Your access is granted. Make purchases here or when you choose to travel with priceless MasterCard offers. Activate your power with the new Scotiabank MasterCard Debit Card.
Everyone's excited about the $8 meal of the day. Every day, it's a different 6-inch sub, plus chips and a 20-ounce drink for just $8. That feels like fresh value. Come in any day of the week for one of your favorite 6-inch subs. Like turkey breast, meatball marinara, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, black forest ham, Italian BMT, oven-roasted chicken, and tuna. Then add chips and a 20-ounce drink, and you've got the $8 meal of the day. A great meal at a great price every day of the week. Only at Subway.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Local sports slowly but surely getting back on track. You need look no further than the Blue Hill Sporting Complex, where kids are being given the opportunity to learn the sport of baseball in a safe environment.
Baseball is my first life. I've been doing this all my life. I love baseball, and this is something I wanted my charity, Cleaves, help us to get involved in. This is the first time we're doing it. Some days we have up to 70 kids. Today's slow day, usually on Saturday mornings and Monday evenings after 3. And I just like working with kids. I got my friends to help me out. It's a free camp, so they volunteer their time. And usually we got more coaches out here, but we kind of scale on today. But that's just something we like to teach. We want to pass on. These are mostly young kids. They've never done this before. It's the first time out. So we just basically trying to teach them the discipline of the game, the basic fundamentals, throwing, catching, eye on the ball, making contact. Not so much skilled drills or anything like that, just so they could develop a love of the game and then want to follow through with really getting in with the fundamentals and skill and seeing what their skill set would be like. My dream for this camp was to be more of a development, mentoring camp about teaching about life and discipline and how to really be a success in society without being a rapper or a star or even being on TV, just making an impact in your community.
Senior high school student athletes dealt another blow again. The Ministry of Education's decision to start the new academic year virtually, hampering many athletes needing up-to-date times, distances, and actual footage to send to tertiary institutions abroad for potential scholarships. National team coach and president of Jumpers Inc., Peter Pratt, offered up this advice.
They have to have the mind to work within themselves and to do as much as possible by themselves and to at least seek some advice from one of the coaches or one of their favorite coaches, or get some information from some books if they do not want a coach, and to study themselves and work on their own, really seriously work on their own, because they will not have the guidance that they necessarily would have had not the pandemic been here.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Across the Bahamas, we're more connected than ever before as we upgrade and expand our network, elevating your connection with BTC Superfast Fiber Internet. More people can access the best high-speed internet on our upgraded all-fiber optic network, providing you with a better experience working remotely, learning virtually, accessing more from home, and connecting with more opportunities. Visit our website or any store to upgrade to our super-fast fiber internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Activate your power with the new Scotia Card MasterCard Debit. Experience the power of convenience with speedy payments made with a simple tap. Feel the power of safety with enhanced security from our chip and pin technology, which grants you extra protection at the ATM, online, and at point of sale protection. Your access is granted. Make purchases here or when you choose to travel with priceless MasterCard offers. Activate your power with the new Scotiabank MasterCard Debit Card.
Check off all your items at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow Spaghetti and Meatballs, 15-ounce, 99 cents. Felice Ready Cut Macaroni, 14-ounce, 99 cents. Amarlanda Fresh Milk, 33.8-ounce, 2 for $2.75. Boneless strip steaks, $8.99 per pound. Yellow onions, 3-pound bag, $2.99. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. with double stamps on Sundays at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Almost every journey starts with your car. We spend most of the early stages of our lives anticipating getting our first set of wheels. When that moment finally comes, let AID be there for all your auto needs. Make it yours by accessorizing, maintaining, and repairing your car with AID. Whether you're a professional mechanic, a recent graduate, a full-time mom, or an I can fix that kind of guy, or if you're completely clueless about what your car needs, AID will assist in providing a large variety of auto parts, a diagnostic center, and great customer service. For all life's auto journeys, we're here. AID, all you really need and more.
Hey guys, it's Shay here and welcome to our first installment of Alive's Community Corner. Not only is Alive a digital service provider, and beyond those great deals and services that we provide you, Alive is committed to the community. So here's a look at what we did for Mother's and Father's Day. This episode, and we look forward to sharing with you so many more of our community moments. So why Alive? Because you deserve it.
Activate your power with the new Scotia Card MasterCard Debit for a chance to win a brand new 2021 Toyota RAV4. Every spend gives you an instant entry to qualify. Shop online, at the gas station, or at any POS machine for your chance to win. Competition runs from now until August 31. Activate your power and win with the new Scotia Card MasterCard Debit. Approved under Section 61G of the Gaming Act 2014. Applicable to Bahamas only.
There's a pandemic going around. We have to work hard to stay around. Keep yourself and your family safe. And thank God for amazing grace. There's a solution you must choose. It will help me and help you too. It's available everywhere. Don't take too long, I'll meet you there. I got mine, you get yours. Get vaccinated. I got mine, you get yours. Get vaccinated. It's protecting me, protecting you. It's protecting the country too. I got mine, you get yours, get vaccinated. I got mine, you get yours, get vaccinated. I got mine, you get yours, get vaccinated. It's protecting me, protecting you. It's protecting the country too. I got mine, you get yours, get vaccinated.
Make your appointment today at vax.gov.bs. That's vax.gov.bs. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in conjunction with Bahamas Information Services.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather in the tropics, we still have those three areas we're looking at. The first one is about 700 miles to the southeast of Bermuda. At the moment, it has about a 40% chance of developing, but over the next 5 days heading into the weekend, that is expected to bump up to about 80%, and that will remain out to sea. And then there's another area to the southwest of the Cape Verde Islands. This one is struggling to get going because of some hostile atmospheric conditions. It has a 20% chance, and that could increase to about 30%, but as it continues to trek towards the north and west, we expect it to eventually fall apart. And then in the Caribbean Sea, this one is very, very organized, and it has a very good chance of developing. 50% chance at the moment. That too will increase to about 80% as we head into the weekend, and that is expected to form either a tropical depression or a tropical storm by the time it reaches the Yucatan Peninsula sometime on Saturday. Satellite pictures showing lots of moisture over the northwest Bahamas. That is associated with an upper level low, which is moving towards the west, so we'll have some periods of clouds and periods of clouds with isolated thunderstorms tonight, and things will continue to move towards the west, so we'll see some improvement as we head into the afternoon hours. And tonight we're going in for some evening showers and thunderstorms. We had a recent one not so long ago. Otherwise, it's going to be mostly cloudy with a low temperature of 79 degrees. And tomorrow, it's going to be partly cloudy with a passing shower, particularly during the morning hours, but as we get into the afternoon hours, things are expected to dry out a bit. 90 degrees for your high high temperature, extended weather forecast, pretty close to 90 degrees right through the next 7-day period. And we have those showers will be with us right into Friday. Better chance of sunshine on Saturday. We'll have some more showers work their way into our forecast on Sunday. Makishla.
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your #1 news and information network. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team here, thanks for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.